Welcome back to Spriggan and Math 8. Today's our second lesson of Chapter 9, which is function tables, coordinates, and graphing. So let's get started. Here we have what's called a function table. And this function table lists as f comma x, close the parenthesis, equals 4x. And what they're asking us to do is we've listed some x values here. -2, -1, 2, and 1. They want you to insert each one of those x values in for the variable of x. And then because those two numbers will be touching, they want us to go ahead and multiply them. So 4 times -2 gives us -8. 4 times -1 gives us -4. 2 times 4 is 8. And 1 times 4 is 4. Now, we can take what we just did with this function table and multiply these numbers out and turn them into coordinates like this. I have the coordinates listed here, -2, 8, -1, 4, 1, 4, and 2, 8. Now, we can take what we did on the function table, we converted them to coordinates, and now we can use these coordinates to go ahead and create a graph, which I've made on the other page for us. So let's look at it. So I've listed 2 of those coordinates and connected them with a line. So again, as a review, we take the function table, we multiply the numbers they give us for the x values by inserting them in there. In this case, we're multiplying everything by the numerical value of 4. We can then turn our function table into coordinates, x and y values, and then we can graph them to create a nice graph of that function. So let's try another one. This one's a little more complex. We have y equals 3x plus 1. So I have the x values listed here, -1, 0, and 1. So let's insert those values for the variable x, multiply to figure out what our y value is going to be. So -1 times 3 makes -3, and -3 plus 1 makes -2. Well, let's go ahead and insert 0 in there now. 3 times 0 is 0, plus 1 makes 1. Now we're going to insert the number 1 into there to our function or our equation, and that makes 3 times 1 is 3, plus 1 more is 4. Now, again, we turn these into coordinates, so we'll have -1, -2, 0, 1, and 1, 4. I've created these coordinates on our page right here, and again, they're listed. -1, -2, 0, 1, and 1, 4. I've also gone ahead and graphed them for us. I've listed those three. I picked 3 of those coordinates, dropped them down with yellow points on our graph, and went ahead and connected them. So in review for this lesson, if given a function table, follow the operation that it tells you to do, go ahead and make those values into coordinates, and then go ahead and graph them. That's it for lesson 2. Catch you later in lesson 3.